All right, shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, name of the Heavenly Father. Everybody ignorantly calls God. His true name in the ancient Hebrew is Rawchaa Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel. Everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, who was slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. You got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon the Great. And then you got the other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth who will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men the Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete his work. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Let us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, so forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing we be part of that number. Lord, willing us be able to find those who fear in the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5, it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9 is unto a ring. 2 chapter 5, verse 42. Shalom, all you sincere believers out there hearing on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Atham. We're going to get into an end time topic lesson, and the title is "No Great Mind Has Ever Existed Without a Touch of Madness." And you got various end time topics, and I've heard, this kind of came back to me in my mind. This title, one of the elders, they were saying you got to be a little crazy to be in this truth. You got to be a little, you got to be a little, have a zeal to overpower the odds, because, you got these movies that they come out with, the Lord makes it, these Edomites and these various other nations come out with, and even Jake. And a lot of the best ones is when the underdog, overcomes his situation. But none of them were, none of those minds were, just normal people. They did things that everybody else wasn't doing, So you have to have a certain ability to where you're not doing most of the things that regular people are doing. That's what makes us prophets. We're not regular people, Talked about the prophets would rule with the Most High. So if you're an actual prophet and you're a messenger and you're serving Yahawah, Yahawashi to the end, that means that you're one of those men, to be, the elect, one of those 144,000 to rule the universe. And what I mean, like a prophet actually prophesying the right things and under order, because a lot of people, they don't understand. You got to be a little bit, you got to put yourself out there a little bit to become part of that. Nobody want no weenie ass soldier, You got to really be out in the field, and you got to do things, do trial and error. You got to go through all different types of, trials and tribulations to see if you're fit for the battle. Jacob's trouble. So, a lot of people don't understand. We really here just to warn you. We don't really like friends. Okay, we dealing with the elect. Okay, so when it comes down to it, it's like, if you're not acting like Israel, we really don't want to deal with you. But if we got to, it says to be at peace with all men. But ultimately, when it comes down to, we're here for the nation of Israel. We're here for Jake, but only the ones who are going to believe. And you got to be a little bit mad for that, because Jake don't fucking give a fuck about shit. Okay. So to go out there and talk to the worst fucking people ever on the planet, okay, it takes a lot of guts for that shit. Because Jake always want to do shit his own way, but the Lord set up some certain Jakes who will, humble themselves before the order, But through that process, you're gonna deal with, more wicked Jakes than righteous. I'll say that. So we're gonna start right here. This is Israel. It says Israel's occupation of Palestine since 1948. See, that's what we call them, the 1948ers, right? They Great Britain helped, the British Mandate. They bring a bunch of soldiers in there, and they helped them establish that. And then on top of that, they helped build America, Babylon the Great. And look who's on the same team. And people over there in Israel and America, because they're all Edomites. Those not the Israelites. Okay? We're going to show you. It says Israel's occupation of Palestine since 1948 ruled illegal by the United Nations. Okay, this is scriptural why they're saying this shit. Okay? They stole that land from the Israelites, and now the UN's even saying it. Oh, it's illegal. See? Okay? It says the United Nations have ruled that Israel's occupation in Palestine is illegal, talking about the land of Israel, and must cease immediately, or the country will face severe sanctions. So now we're seeing the beast system, NATO and the EU. Okay? They're all coming to a conclusion to where they're telling the United Nations to say, hey, y'all need to bring this out, that these niggas is not supposed to be there. Who else is saying they're not supposed to be there? I don't know. Elza and Apostle Great Millstone. They're agreeing with us now. See, been telling your ass. A majority of 124 voted in favor of Palestine resolution, while 14 countries voted against. Only 14 people. It says including Israel and United States, allies, Australia and Canada, Germany and Ukraine, and another 39 countries chose to abstain. So out of 124 countries, only 39 was like, nah, we'll leave them there. Okay. The resolution put forward by the Palestinian Authority was passed on Wednesday, September 19. It is not legally binding, but it includes stern rebukes of Israel and won the support of many nations in the West that have traditionally backed Israel. Okay, so right now, World War III is we're showing who's going to be on whose team. Okay, we're showing you. Okay, NATO and the EU ain't fucking with them. Okay. It's just shit just said they ruled it by the United Nations. This is all the nations coming together and having talks about what's going on. And they said, y'all niggas did all that shit. It was some bull biggity. When you go over here, we know this is Esau Edom because this is what they do. They steal and rape and pillage lands, and they're thieves. And they've been like that since the dawn of time. And we know Esau Edom is a descendant of Cain because it says it in the scriptures, and we're going to prove it to you. It's been a while since I've done it. Genesis 4, chapter 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. That's why they use fertilizer, and they're making all their GMO foods because the Lord, whenever they try to make their crops and shit, it don't yield to them. That's why they've been hiring a lot of Jake farmers because they know Jake, that'll yield to them. But at the same time, it ain't going to yield to us either because we under the curses. So they're just fucked, okay? So they got to make GMO. It shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength, right? Talking about they got to use that fertilizer. Fertilizer, it says, a fugitive and a vagabond thou shalt be in the earth. So everything they do is illegal. They over here making all these damn laws, and the whole setup of theirs is literally illegal, okay? These niggas not supposed to be over there right now. And the Lord's going to make these other nations point that out, and they're going to get destroyed. This is Genesis chapter 4, verse 22. Gonna jump down a little bit, and it reads, and Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, right? That was one of the descendants of Cain, Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. So he was the first blacksmith. Okay, and we seen in Isaiah, the Lord said he created the coals and the smith to blow in the fire. Who was that? Them Germans. Okay, Edomites. These are the descendants of Cain, okay? Because what are they doing? They're making artificer and weapons. They're instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. They're making missiles. They're making AR-15s. They're making fucking tactical fucking guns, all that shit. Robots. These are the same niggas that's back doing the same goddamn shit, okay? They keep acting like this is just some random ass story. This is everybody walking on the planet. Verse 23, and Lamech said unto his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding and a young man to my hurt, right? Talking about when Cain slain Abel, he got that mark on him. The Lord put a stigma on him, which what? He took away his pigment. Okay? He was marked. Okay? That's why when you look in Leviticus chapter 13 and talk about leprosy, that's no pigment. Your skin being discolored, which means having no color. That's what he did to Cain. He marked him like that. And he said, anybody fuck with him, you're going to be in trouble. That's why if you a Jake right now, so-called Negro, go out there and fuck with a so-called white man. They're going to be on your ass. Or when they be talking about you going to white neighborhood, so-called white neighborhood, you do anything illegal. Them niggas going to be there in 1 second. Jake ass, he in the hood and shit. People get shot. They just come to pick the bodies up. They don't go really look for no homicide, nothing like that. In the hood. It don't be like that. Especially after this Black Lives Matter shit. We talked about that the other day. How it's been 50% of the cases that went cold because they defunded the police. They're doing that on purpose. They're doing all that on purpose, Jake. Okay? You even got some of these Edomites saying that the KKK is the one that made that shit. Who knows? Okay? We just know that we ain't do it because we already know that what? Black wasn't a construct until the 1680s. No, until black and white was in the contract to the 1600s, 1600s. You see what I'm saying? So we know that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. So fuck the black community and all that bull biggity. We not rocking with that shit because that shit is what's getting Jake fucking in shit because they're using that against us. It's Genesis chapter 4, verse 24. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, right? So you try to take out your violence on Esau, even so-called white man, they was going to avenge that sevenfold, a complete avenger. They're gonna send a National Guard, whatever they got to send after your ass. They're gonna pull up on your ass with the tactical weapons that they made, all the artificial weapons they made since dawn of fucking time. They've been perfecting that shit. That's why they got this shit right now. Truly Lamech 70 and 70-fold. Why did it say truly Lamech 70 and 70-fold? Because later on they were going to be Esau eating so-called white men. They were going to fucking have everything. Okay? They were going to have all the weapons. That shows you reincarnation exists. They knew. Okay? That's why he was telling them that shit. They understood reincarnation. Right? So we're going to stop right there. I just wanted to make the point. Now we're going to get over here to what the articles are talking about. Revelation 12:17. I just want to make a point that these is the niggas, these are the descendants of Cain. Revelation chapter, no, it's not that one. It's 17:17. Revelation 17:16. Okay, because it's talking about the EU's naming them to be wicked, right? Naming them to be illegal and whatnot. So if they're looking at that like that, and all the other nations that siding with Israel to be there, America and all them, what are they? They're deeming themselves enemies to the rest of the world. Okay? That's what's happening. Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Right? Talking about America, Babylon the Great. Okay? They're going to fucking destroy Israel too. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And it says in Revelation 17, verse 17, that the Lord put it in their hearts to fulfill that will. So that's why they're saying that place, they're illegal with that they did. Okay? That's why they're saying that now. Okay? So all the shit they doing right now is going off. And it's also making them do this. This is why they're doing this. Jeremiah 49:17. Also, this is showing you that this is in the Old Testament. Same shit we talking about. That's right happening right now. Okay, this hasn't happened until now. Also, Edom shall be a desolation because nobody wanted to avenge themselves on Esau, Edom. But now the Lord's got Esau, Edom, his own people destroying themselves with their own shit, their own weapons. So also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And that's what the United Nations just came to do. To come together and be like, these niggas is going off. That's what they're doing. And I want to read this. I want to read this in the blue letter because I want to look up that word, one word that I've never read before in the Syrian Hebrew. I'm curious what it's going to say. So we're going to go here because I read this scripture all the time because this is what we're dealing with right now. You know, we don't want to sit here and like go through all these just random breakdowns about just random shit. We like sticking with what's, the next step to get out of here. Okay. We're following the story of Yahawashi. So anything that brothers bring out, even if it looks like it's history and it doesn't look like it applies to now, it always applies to now. Everything the elders do applies to now. Everything they do. Okay, that's why they go into history to show you like this is why it's like this now. And it proves you the Lord had planned this. I just want to look up this word.
Strong's H8319. Sharak.
It says to hiss, whistle, pipe. Right, so they're basically singing a certain tune to these nations, okay, that are agreeing with Israel. It's like a scorn, It's like to say like these motherfuckers ain't who they say they are, okay. And we've been saying that shit to y'all, okay. thrown with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Been telling you these motherfuckers is some demons, and now even their own demons are saying they're fucking demons, and everything they did was illegal. So they're saying it's illegal. They're in there, and they just shot 300 different targets in Lebanon. What you think? What you think's happening, man? World War III. This shit's finna pop off. Verse 18, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's why we tell you that this place, like I said in Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? So this place is going to get the wrath just like Sodom and Gomorrah did. It's going to get burned with fire, then missiles. But it said the neighboring cities thereof. Israel's like a neighboring city to this place. They trade weapons and shit. They send in money, all the types of shit. Okay, the small hats are with these people over here. And whoever else the fuck, Canada, all these niggas. Those are neighboring cities, ones that's still rocking with Israel. Them niggas gonna get hit too if they don't turn on Babylon. Okay, that's what it's talking about. You know, in the spirit today. Whoever's fucking with Babylon, you're getting hit with missiles from the other side of the earth. But this place is gonna be completely on fire. Some other places is gonna get hit with a little bit of missiles or whatever. But the whole city won't be destroyed, but it's gonna be fucked up. Then you're gonna see Yahawashi and all these angels come down, gonna be whooping ass. People gonna be in this bitch crying and wailing, gonna be smacking niggas in their mouth. That's what's gonna coming down real soon. Saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. So this place is gonna be desert. It's gonna be nobody else living in here. You know, my rib was saying, Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever, this nigga done fled the U.S. That ain't gonna change nothing, nigga. Lord's still coming for your ass if you're an Edomite. He gonna find your ass. Esau Edom can run wherever the fuck you want. You run the damn cyberverse, whatever, put a chip in your brain. The Lord's coming to get your punk ass. It's over with. You got your own people saying your ass whack. Same time, it says UN says pact for the future, crucial for accelerating Agenda 2030 and addressing global shocks. So it says experts are warning the United States to reject the United Nations Pact for the Future, warning that the globalist organization is attempting to destroy national sovereignty and to accelerate the deeply unpopular Agenda 2030. See, they're trying to speed this shit up. They're saying, don't do it. Why are they saying don't do it? Because they hear the prophet saying, as soon as y'all fucking push this, MOTB, we're going to blow y'all ass up. Okay? And you're talking about the other nations. They're like, you know, they're sitting here threatening it every day, talking about seizing Alaska, blowing this place up. So you got the experts saying, no, don't do it. We heard the prophets. The ambassador said that they heard the Pharaoh heard the report of them. Okay, I'm gonna show you before we go back into this. They know what the fuck we talking about. Like Jake go down the street with 1 gram of weed and the cop done caught this nigga and threw him in jail. What makes you think they don't know what the fuck we talking about? We're actually making sense and shit. You know, we're actually bringing up shit about a Bible they've been looking at forever. And, you know, hey, they know, man. So here it go. This is what they're doing right now. Every time they see us doing these lessons, they're your leaders, okay? Whoever trusts in this fucking place. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 43, and the king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him in pains of a woman in travail. That's how it was in old Babylon. That's how it's here is Babylon the Great. All the leaders, they're hearing Jake come over here talking about y'all niggas going into slavery, which y'all did, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans. And they're scared about it because they fucking built churches everywhere and put crosses on all of them and put Jesus Christ punk ass everywhere. So they're nervous about that. You think they're not. They're even nervous about Jake going down the street with 2 grams of weed and go make $10. And they arresting this nigga and throwing him in jail. Trying to tell you, this ain't no fucking joke. Okay? The Lord's gonna handle shit. They're gonna come down with great wrath because they know they don't have a lot of time. Okay. So like we're trying to hurry and push this Agenda 2030. And they said in the Agenda 2030, they said they wanted to make sure that the MOTB was mandatory. By 2030, they sitting here talking about speed that shit up. Okay, because they hear the prophets pulling out all these prophecies that's jumping off the page. And they know they don't got enough time because the Lord's just putting everything underwater and shit and destroying shit and sending hurricanes and fucking shit up. So they're like, we can't build enough resources. Lord's fucking our shit up. We got to move right now. America already got not a lot of resources and not a lot of military, not enough to fight everything. Okay? Fight everyone. So Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white man, having great wrath because he knoweth that he have a short time. So that's why you see them shortening the shit. This shit's going to be here before 2030. That's why they're making a global ID mandatory here in America, Babylon the Great, in May next year. They might do it quicker. It depends on what happens. But even this year, and you know they're finna lock down the guns. They're finna take all the guns away, because I'm going to go into another article. It talked about it's been like 400-something mass shootings in America, Babylon the Great alone in this year. This year ain't even over yet. We're basically, when it comes to the Hebrew Israelite calendar, our year ends in March. So we really in the middle of the year. We already have 404 mass shootings, and that's not including the children school shootings. It's a lot of fucking, hey, man, they're finna take the guns. And all y'all try to keep them bitches. Lord gonna have Esau Edom pull up them damn robots, and they gonna liquefy your ass if you don't give them that shit. It's not gonna be no fucking game. Jake gonna realize he didn't have the power of the sword. That's what we tell you, Jake. Your little guns, that shit ain't gonna matter in that day. You're gonna need spiritual power. There's Matthew 24:21 is Yahawashi speaking, for then shall be great tribulation, such as what was not since the beginning of the world, to this time no, nor ever shall be. That's Yahawashi speaking. We're gonna show you another reason why the time's shortening, not just because they out of time, because the Lord said he's gonna shorten the time. For the elect's sake, verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. But the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. It's going to be shortened. I want to look up that word too in the Greek. I'll look up that word shortened.
Strong's G 2856, kalabao.
Kalabao. It says in the New Testament to shorten, abridge, curtail. It says to mutilate. Okay, and I went into this before after I clicked on it, and but I'm gonna go over it again. I want to look up this word mutilate. Let me show you what that means. Mutilate. Inflict a violent and disfiguring injury on. So that's what he's talking about. He's about to do to the time, but to cut that shit short, violently, quickly. It said America's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. So he's going to cut the time, like you're going to be like, oh shit, we're fucking here. Jake over here ain't even got his fucking drawers on yet. Okay? We're talking about spiritually. He ain't even put his said put on the whole armor of the Most High. This nigga ain't even put his socks on yet. Okay? Jake's going to get blown up out here because he thinks shit is a fucking game. Okay? So for you Jakes who can understand what we're saying, put your goddamn drawers on. We finna have to go to war with Yahawashi. Okay? That's to the new people. Okay? Get the armor of the Most High on. Okay? And that's this knowledge and obeying the order. And the only way you can do that is if you're listening, because they're giving out orders every day. So this is my next article to show you. This is how you know this is Esau Edom too. Okay? Because it even explains in the scriptures why they're going to get cut off forever. And they're going to get cut off forever for fucking hating us. And they got their own people doing it. It said they shall make their tongue fall upon themselves. So you got an Edomite out here showing you how racist this place is. Because if Jake would have did this, they probably would have killed him. So the Lord put the spirit on Edomite to do it, to show you this is in Alabama too, right where they just start busting niggas. It's in another town down the street. That's why the Lord's judging that place, because it was real racist and shit. Watch this shit, man. Hold on. Let me go back. Show you. That's the dude. And he might even be a Jake. But he just still, he still don't know the Lord, but, he might be a Jake. That's some Jake. Not every Jake gonna look like Wesley Snipes. That could be a Jake. We just haven't tested the spirit yet, so we don't know. But as far as they know, they think it's a so-called white man. Right? So he held up a Black Lives Matter sign in the town that hosts the national headquarters of the Ku Klux Klan. Where some of the nations.
Explain to me why Ku Klux Klan.
Have a little pride in your race, brother. White pride, worldwide. Domestic terrorists, not be ashamed to be a white boy carrying that stupid sign.
This right here is the biggest hoax there ever was.
It's just the next thing to ask.
It is.
That's where they started the Ku Klux Klan. That's why when I went through Birmingham, people start getting randomly shot in the street because Jake's still out there with no spiritual understanding of like where the fuck he's at. You see what I'm saying? He just want to go to the club and party and shit and not do nothing for Yahawah. Yahawashi don't think about nothing. So the Lord said, all right, send some people in there and shoot them in the fucking street. And they didn't even find them motherfuckers who went in there and shot them up. They looking for them niggas. They didn't find them niggas, man. Lord got them vessels of vengeance on standby for that ass. Okay? That's what he's doing. They can pull up anywhere. You just anywhere at the shopping mall. Be like that last video I had. You your ass gonna be crying for whatever God you got. You better be Bahasham. It's Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10 that reads, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. This motherfucker said, what do you think? What makes you think a coon's life matters? It's gonna be when your ass is on one of our plantations, we're gonna be body slamming your ass, beating the shit out of your ass. Then you're gonna find out we matter. Dumbass nigga. Verse 11. In the day that thou shouldest in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces and the foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, which is how you say it in the Rawchaa Qadash, Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. See? And what are they talking about now in the UN? It was illegal that they did that shit. Who you think making them say that? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. He's telling them through them. Tell them niggas that they went off, I'm coming for their ass. Verse 12, but thou shouldest have not looked on the day of thy brother and the day that he became a stranger, right? When they took over Israel. Okay? And that's talking about in 70 AD, the Romans did. And from that point, they've done all this shit to establish that. Okay? 1948ers, fucking Edomites. Okay? Renaissance era, all that bullshit. Neither thou shouldest have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Right? Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. And they're speaking proudly today. We're still in the day of distress because the tabernacle's not built yet. So we're still in the day of distress today. Okay? So it ain't shit changed for Jake. Okay? I know, and some Jakes, like you'll see some Jakes, you'll be like, damn, these niggas getting tested all the time. Because some Jakes, the Lord is, he's putting them through more trials because he knows that he can pass them because he actually knows who they are. Some of us out here just standing out here is the prophet Isaiah and shit. Like the prophets is back, man, to receive their reward, man. It might not be all of them here. It might be a couple of 144,000 asleep, but most of them is here, man. Most of them is here. Some of them are going to come back down the clouds with Yahawashi, But really when it comes down to it, before that happens, we're going to be in the chariots, So when it comes down, he going to have his men with him. And we want to be those men. Verse 13, thou shouldest not enter into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not looked upon their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. He said you shouldn't have did nothing And these motherfuckers doing way more than just that. They done went all the way to the point to where they done put us in slavery out here all this time and let us out here and live with them and shit. Talk about they fucking with us now. Let bygones be bygones. And you still got these niggas talking shit. The Lord was talking about y'all shouldn't have been talking shit 2 goddamn thousand years ago, some shit. And you niggas still talking shit. Lord is coming with an ass whooping, man. This is what we're telling you. Verse 14, neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those that did escape. So some of us got away, and they still try to cut us off. So the Lord was real specific. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress, man. And they're gonna do all that shit this time in Jacob's trouble. What do you say because of that? He said, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall be returned upon thine own head. And what have they done to so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans this whole fucking time? Violence, okay, kicking our ass. So what do you think we're all going to talk about? You're getting your fucking ass whooped, E. What else you want to talk about? We waiting to whoop ass with y'all while y'all was shy, okay? Because we're just as pissed as him, you know, in the spirit. You know, we're just as pissed as him. Like, man, wait till the Lord give me these powers. Okay? Be DDTing niggas. Okay? It's going to be a fucking scary sight. You see them men pull up. You know, Lord, wouldn't we are that number? You know, the men doing the work. This is U.S. gears up for homeland defense as Russia, China warships reach Pacific. Okay? So they're over there right now in the Pacific Ocean. And you got to see that over there in Alaska, Russia is also over there. So they circling this bitch right now. The Lord wants them to. Joel 3 verse 2, and it reads, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahawashi. Okay, it says Jehoshaphat, but it really says Yahawashi. That means, you know, Yahweh judges, the land of judgment, and will plead with them there before my people and for my heritage Israel, mine, not these niggas over there. Everybody saying it's illegal. Okay, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. These 1948er niggas. So he says, circle these niggas real quick. Circle these motherfuckers. That's what the Lord's doing right now. He's doing that shit in real time. We seeing it in the articles. They circling this place. And while that's happening, U.S. ain't even got no time for that. U.S. is over here sending more troops to the Middle East as violence rises in the region. So while they sending niggas over here, they like, fuck, we ain't even got our shit handled out there. So now they got to send more troops out there. And we know the military troops, when it comes to troops here, they got half of what they ever had. Okay? And it's like quadruple as many enemies now. Okay? Shit's through, man. That's what we're seeing. All that's going on. And then while you got that going on, you know, you got a lot of women out here, man, that like, Jake, you really got to be careful what women you getting with. Okay? Some of these women is very dangerous. Okay? Some of these women is not for your best interest. Okay? And they'll fake it like they love you too. It says, wife hires hitmen to off her husband, then fake cries when police pretend he's gone. However, the hitman she hired was actually an undercover cop, man. So the Lord set this bitch up with Esau Edom. Look, this how she act like she really lost her husband.
I'm Sergeant Ramsey. I'm the one that called you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, man. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry.
No,
Listen.
no.
You hear this bitch? This bitch faking like a motherfucker. This place is Hollywood, Jake. You better stop falling for these weird ass bitches. This bitch done tried to get you killed and everything. It was an undercover cop, and you done got a call like, yeah, yo bitch you was laying with was trying to kill your ass every day. Like, you gonna be like, what? So yeah, Jake, that's why I like, you know, me personally, I don't be dealing with no women if they ain't even trying to get right with y'all about y'all. Like, these bitches is getting wicked out here. Okay? This is getting wicked. But the Lord, he knew what she was doing. And whoever that was, the Lord allowed him to make it through that. He might be, a Jake. Who knows who he is? But, he dodged the bullet on that one. The person that you sleeping right next to you, man, could be your worst enemy. That's all we tell your ass. You need to have this wisdom. You never know, but if you in the spirit, you can facilitate. You know how a wicked person moves, You just know how they move, and it helps you kind of examine yourself. We're like, damn, I can't be like these people, because then how I'm going to get the Lord to accept me, because we know better. It's Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. It says, thou shalt not suffer the witch to live. And that was witchcraft what she was doing. That was witchcraft. Okay? She went and tried to speak her own husband's death into existence. And that's the opposite of what a woman's supposed to do. And then she tried to fake it like she really loved this nigga. Oh, no, my baby. No, punk ass. That's why they got your ugly ass. It's Proverbs 14, verse 1 that reads, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. And that's the problem. A lot of women out here, they destroying their own foundation that the Lord, they set up a man over them to rule over them. And they actually did some shit and made sure it was set up. And a lot of women ain't even aiding their man. They just tearing their shit down. Shalom, Maki, Bahasham, outside, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, GMS must endure 144K, boss. Shalom, Maki. But yeah, they plucking it down with their own, wickedness, man. Who knows why she hired a hitman to do that? But the fact you did all that and came over there crying on you, they said, go ahead and get in the cop car. We're going to take you to the police station, let you identify him. They went over there. It's like, bitch, you under arrest. She was feeling real stupid after that. So this is it said a list of mass shootings in the United States in 2024. We're going to read it to you. This is going to show you all the places where Yahawashi was having people get shot up. I'm seeing one right in the middle of where the fuck I be at. It's just shootings all over the damn nation. Okay? It's a couple states up north that ain't been having no mass shootings because they ain't fucking nobody up there. So it says this is a list of mass shootings that took place in the United States in 2024. Mass shootings are incidents where several people are injured or killed due to firearm-related violence, especially for the purposes of this article, a total of 4 or more victims. As of August 31st, so this is not even going into the one that we had yesterday. This is just going into since last month. So they got to tally up all the mass shootings this month. It says a total of 527 people have been killed and 1,755 people have been wounded in 404 shootings. And we know it's more than that. We're looking at 450. And that's, from the ones that's been reported. So we trying to tell you, Yahawashi is making shit happen right now. And they're going to use this, all these mass shootings, to bring what? Martial law. They're going to be like, there ain't no other way. We're going to prove that in just a second. They're already doing it in Alabama because that's where the KKK run shit. And as soon as you fuck with Esau Edom shit, they be sending the National Guard and shit. That's what they be doing. It says, before we read this scripture, unsafe Birmingham may need National Guard to help shorthand the police after mass shooting. So you see how they use Black Lives Matter to defund the police, right? They did that. They defunded the police. Now they're saying, well, we don't got enough policemen. What do we need to do? Bring in the fucking National Guard. That's what they're doing. Okay? They're setting everything up like a play to make it look like, oh, we're trying to protect y'all. And they make Jake come tell them and shit. Eve up here talking about, is this finna go down? Okay? They make Jake come up there so it looks like they're fixing the problem or something. And they are the problem. Okay? Just black community niggas. These niggas is the issue. Okay? 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Talking about martial law. Verse 18. For because their prides, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's what's coming. We see that coming. Because they're going to have the National Guard out there and all that shit. And it's already, you know, you never know what's going to happen at this point. All over America, there's been people just getting shot up for no reason. They just people coming out with rifles, just gunning everybody down. You know? So it's like you got to make sure you got Yahawah, Yahawashi with you, because the Lord is making some shit pop off. So going back into, they sending people to this. So we're going to show you that the America Babylon the Great's military is really scattered right now. Okay, and they already don't got enough troops, man. They're through. Come on, man. It says, man, they want me to create something. We're just going to reset it because all I want to do is just read the title. It says the U.S. is gearing up to send Taiwan its largest ever security package, officials say, as China threat grows. And we seen the last one that they sent. It had mildew all over the damn they had mildew all over the bulletproof vest. They had like all the bullets and shit in cardboard boxes that was like wrinkled and fucked up and shit and just old looking and shit. So we know when they talk about they sending something over there, they ain't sending them nothing good. We know that. And I want to pull up another scripture. 7, Ecclesiastes 12, verse 14. Going into that last article that I was going into to add this. Let me do it again. When I be trying to just put in the word, just don't be saying I spelled it wrong. So I got to type it in. So Ecclesiastes 12, 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So we seen that woman, she tried to be secret and have her husband hit, and the Lord bring that into judgment. You know, now she's dealing with a whole nother thing. Now going back into this U.S. Gearing thing, like we seen them gearing up for this war. You know, we're gonna tie this in to right here. Okay, so they're gearing up with Taiwan, right? But a lot of people don't even realize this, that these Edomites is the reason why China's one of their biggest enemies, Moab, so-called Chinese. I'm going to go into that. Okay, it says hundreds of millions of U.S. research dollars may have aided Chinese military technology. So this is why, you know, like, oh shit, like these dumbass devils done. That's what they do. They always create the enemy and try to be the ones like we won. But China went and actually did some smarter shit than them, because the Lord's got them doing that right now. He's got the weak saying they're strong now. He's got them getting ready, you know, to fuck this place up. And we know that China was really like following this place along like for a minute, okay, because they desired to be like this place. This is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 46. And since they desired to be like this place, they ass gonna get fucked up too. So I want to show that they're not off the hook either. Second Ezra 5:46, for second Ezra 15:46, and thou Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, right? That why you think over here everything, a lot of shit we see says made in China on that shit somewhere. Okay, they were partakers in this place. They were having them. There are people working slave shops and shit and selling it to America. And America was using, you know, capitalism and taxing the shit out of that shit so they'd be rich. Okay, thief and vagabonds. Okay, liars. Okay, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, art the glory of her person, right? Talking about America. They love America so much. Verse 47, woe be unto thee, talking about destruction. Thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. They got them 15-minute cities over here, over there. They're trying to do everything America, Babylon the Great's trying to do. And it's deck thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. And it talked about the nations committed fornication with the beast, with the beast, but with the great whore. Talking about America Babylon the Great, and that's what they've been doing this whole time to beef up their shit. And we just seen in the article what it say. Hundreds of millions of dollars went to these niggas shit. Okay. And so that's what they were doing. They were over there building a military system up, but now they finna turn on their ass. Verse 43, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith Yahawah, verse 49, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, and waste our houses with destruction and death. So just because you got the Leonardo DiCaprio punk ass nigga running with his weenie ass, or wherever you gonna go, nigga, wherever you go, Bahasham outside is gonna be there, and Jacob Trouble's gonna be there because Jake is fucking in there because we were scattered. So you can't run from this shit. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio is a Jake, but if he's Needhamite, your ass through. If you a Jake and you don't come to this doctrine, guess what? Your ass through. So it don't really matter who you are. You can be one of the other nations. Well, if you one of the other nations, you through ski, period. But if you one of us, the majority of us is through. There's gonna be a remnant of us barely make it out. Everybody else is through here. So I want to go into this, and then one more article. Yeah, I think one more article. Let me see. Yeah, we got a couple more, but those just gonna take a couple scriptures. So we're gonna go with, I just want to make this point on this. It says gym junkies' arms explode while doing pull-ups for a CrossFit challenge. And it says this was a wake-up call, and it was a woman. Okay. So she was in South Carolina. She tried to do a whole bunch of pull-ups and stuff and be extra tough. And, it's just like, we're not saying that working out is bad, but you got to do stuff moderate, Jake. But a lot of women, they're trying to outbest like men. Okay. And women, they're just, they're not fit to just be as strong as men, It's an order to that, and you got some women that are out here a little bit stronger than men, but it's like in the end of the day, like if you're, coming against a highly efficient, in shape guy like you've been doing in shape, there's never going to be a woman that wins, really. The Lord just formatted them not to be as strong as us. Okay. But you still got Jakes out here and other nations that they're trying to be overly buff and shit, and it's getting them put to death, man, or they arms blowing up and shit. Now your ass can't punch shit because you had your damn arm them pop. Literally. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run the race, run in a race, run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. So this is, we're looking for an incorruptible crown, and how you do that is verse 25. And every man that striveth for all the mastery is temperate in all things. So it's be moderation in everything. We're trying to hit this race, but remain balanced in the world. We're trying to hit immortality, and the way to do that is be balanced. Can't just be over fucking physical or over spiritual. It has to be in the middle, or you're just going to outdo some shit and you're going to end up in a situation. Now they do it to it because the Lord talked about Proverbs 11, verse 1. He said a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So you're in the ways of the balance. Okay. This is the balance. This is the scale. So you too much anything here, it's going to fuck you off. That's why you got people who, they do too much working out like this person and they fucking arms explode. They could have been doing something else to balance that out, So that's the point, to be temperate in all things. Keep it leveled out. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. That's why they be overdoing shit. But we incorruptible. So we got to keep it to where we're maintaining the balance and just being temperate in whatever we got. Even if we do come across a little bit more than we normally have, if that ever happens. You know, but we be talking about that shit for a long time. This shit that still ain't happened, but we're still ready for death. But shit, you know, like Jake don't want to be fucking living day to day. If Jake can get a little bit more, you know, we gonna take it. If it don't fuck with Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, but most of the time the Lord wants us to be not having shit. You know, like that, because he wants us to focus on this. It says Candace Owens claims gangster rap was created by feds to destroy Black American values. And I don't understand what Black American values, like what values do you have if you come over here in slavery and, you know, you come over here in slavery and your whole life has just been building all this shit and don't have nothing to account for it. So I don't understand what values you mean. Like maybe we're good dancers or whatever, but that's not a value. Like we're fucking supposed to be an immortal nation. Okay, this is not valuable to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's why he's finna blow the whole motherfucking Black American values to smithereens. Okay, Lord's not coming to save Black people. He's coming to save Hebrew Israelites. That's who he's coming for. Okay, and you know these people they used Jake, man. They used Jake to make. We're gonna pull it up. They use Jake to make their money, you know, because like you know, even people like Bob Marley, he was a great musician. Everybody loved him, but he had Shiva Jadas in his head. So like a lot of people are worshiping that shit and they're mimicking that shit, and they point and look at him as because his music was vast. They looked at like he was success, and that man is not success to Yahawah, Yahawashi. Because anybody who lived like that. Okay, you want to live like Bob Marley, okay, you're going to be not in the camp, okay? That's the point I'm saying. And, you know, you got some people that say, you know, he started realizing that he wasn't a Rastafari and he tried to say he was a Hebrew Israelite and get into it, you know, and maybe that did happen, you know. You know, they're not going to really go into it. You know, that they're not going to tell that story. But, you know, maybe he did try to repent. Who knows? But when you dining with the beast, when you having sellout crowds and big ass crowds and shit, even if it don't look like a person is dealing with Esau Edom, they are. You can't you can't be that big in this world without Esau Edom allowing you to do it. Okay, it's just not happening. You know, it's just not happening. You know, but Psalm chapter 10, verse 10, and it reads, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. So that's why when you do see a lot of these musicians, you know, they seen that his wasn't captivating Jake enough. Like it worked for a minute. And, you know, there's still people who love Bob Marley today, but, you know, they was like, we need Jake. They wanted Jake to kill each other off. So that's why they came up with the gangster music and shit, you know? So she's not going off saying that, you know, the gangster rap was to destroy the Black community. It wasn't to destroy it. That is the Black community. They love that shit. Okay? There was motherfuckers shooting each other in the street being gangsters before gangster rap. What are they talking about? Jake been killing each other for a long time over dumb shit. That's how they was doing in the old when we was back then. Jake was killing his own people for shit, fighting for keeps and shit. Jake's been doing that before gangster rap. You know, that was made for the wicked Jakes. So them niggas could rap about being wicked. So they could put all their confessions on the mic and Lord take all that shit and hold them accountable for it. It's Micah chapter 3, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, right? Because these people consider themselves as knowledgeable people, you know, and really even going into like, you know, IUIC and these other camps. They be making, you know, other nations or making Israel go off, okay, by saying certain shit, saying that the Lord's name, you can call him Christ, you can call him whatever, you know. They making people err, right? Who bite with their teeth and cry peace, right? And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. So basically, what this is saying is like, these prophets who think that Esau Edom's on their side and shit because they over here selling us out and they're doing all this shit and they're going against the truth. They done took a bag. Even these musicians, the Lord makes them, he uses, people like Jay-Z and stuff. My reel told me another article, Jay-Z, his ass is under investigation now. Okay. And we know that he did a whole bunch of shit for 9/11 for them, did a whole bunch of wicked ass shit for them, did a whole bunch of rituals and all types of shit. And look, they making war against him. Same way with P. Diddy. All these niggas who think the Lord's fucking just gonna let them get away with that shit forever, he's gonna make Esau Edom turn on them. That's why I said never trust thine enemy, because he's gonna declare his wickedness at the end of the day. He's gonna do that. He's gonna show you that, yeah, you shouldn't have trusted me, motherfucker. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna have you put to death or thrown in prison for the rest of your life or something. Whatever. It says, as soon as the people don't care about you no more, they're gonna get rid of you. As soon as they know you're not keeping Jake asleep no more, they ain't gonna need you. That's what makes you valuable if you're a 2/3 musician and everybody loves you, is if you keep Jake asleep from this truth. That's what makes you a rich rapper. Not fucking your music. It's if you can keep Jake being wicked. That's why them niggas get paid. It says U.S. is on track to set a new record for homeless people. We're over 650K living on the streets, man. It's a lot of people, man. Almost over 500,000 people just outside, and then you got all the migrants coming in and they just getting all this free shit. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna make it where you Americans out there gonna make you so desperate to take that MOTB, and you're gonna do it because you don't got the Rawchaa Qadash. They're doing this shit on purpose, man. They got all the damn money, but they don't have enough to, give us a good life and fucking keep off all their enemies. That's why you see this place is ran down, and it's not going to last too much longer. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It reads, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, talking about we're coming against Esau Edom with this doctrine, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, which is like debt. And that's what you're seeing. So many people done been in debt. Like it's, they can't keep no house. They living in the damn street now. And that shit's going to get worse. I got one more. It says boat with 30 decomposing bodies found off Signal Coast. So, man, the Lord is judging shit. Okay. So they was just probably, it was just out there. They were trying to get somewhere and they somehow got stuck out there and they were just drifting out there and them niggas died of starvation, man. That's a painful way to die too. I just wanted to bring this up. Keep this in mind. Like the Lord, he said, it's better your ass die by the sword than die by hunger. And he said most people is going to die by the famine. I'm going to go pull that up next. Lamentations 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. So they just laid in that boat and just fucking starve together in that shit. And that's a painful way to die. And Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man, he orchestrated that shit. That's not something to play with. The Lord's bringing the wicked through some horrific judgments this time. It's just something to consider. Just don't piss off the Lord. More will die. All right. Okay. Yeah. It's the second Ezra chapter 16, verse 22. And it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. So more people's going to perish of famine. And the other that escape the hunger, the sword shall destroy. So it's going to be it's going to be some people who got out of the hunger and they was being cannibals or something, or just hogging the resources or doing whatever wickedly to get it, and then the sword destroyed them. Just talking about basically most people is going to perish of that famine, man. They cut that food supply, Jake. It says, suddenly shall the storehouses be found empty, man. That's what it said in second Ezra. It says suddenly. Like you're going to go to the store one day and there ain't nothing in there. All you got is whatever you got at the house. And then you come back to the house and you say you a Jake, not in the truth. You ain't got no cover in Yahawah, Yahawashi. It's some motherfuckers, some tactical weapons coming through the backyard. Now what? Your whole family in there and shit. Like, this is the kind of shit Jake needs to get his mind ready for. Jacob's trouble is not going to be no long process. Lord said he's going to violently cut the time. Okay? It's just going to be a lot of death out here. So shalom to elect Israel, hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, and like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth when they give our place, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, led us all to this truth. But ordained by the Lord, teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all of the part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Peace and blessing to the elect. Lord, windows edifying to the flock. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Ababa Ba, Shalom.